On November 16, 2023, news of Cassie suing Diddy began to circulate all around the world. It was on Twitter, it was on Instagram, it was on CNN, it was on Fox News, it was on TMZ. It was everywhere, and a lot of us couldn't believe our eyes. We couldn't believe what we were reading. Was Diddy this much of a monster? That was the question that was in all of our heads. Now, at the same time we was finding out about this lawsuit, a woman by the name of Thalia Graves found out about the lawsuit as well while scrolling through Twitter. As Thalia read the lawsuit, just like a lot of us, she was horrified. She couldn't believe her eyes. Like, what is this? But unlike us, though, she had a more personal reaction to the lawsuit. As she read everything that Cassie listed out, all the horrifying actions that Cassie accused Diddy of doing to her, Thalia began to have flashbacks to transgressions that Diddy did to her. More specifically, though, she had a flashback dating back to a day in 2001 where she had a horrifying run-in with Diddy. So she woke up around 11 a.m. She got a call from her boyfriend's boss at the time, Diddy. Thalia was dating a bad boy executive. Now, she really had nothing to do with the company. She wasn't working with the company in any capacity, but she got a call from Diddy. Now, rather shocked she got the call, she was still somewhat excited and intrigued because it's Diddy. He's the biggest superstar on the planet. So when she got the call, she asked, yo, what's this call about? And Diddy told her that he wanted to have a meeting with her to speak about her boyfriend's performance on the job. Now, she thought, that's rather weird. Like, why you want to speak to me about my boyfriend's performance at the job? But according to Thalia, she knew how much working at Bad Boy really meant to her boyfriend. And she knew his hopes and aspirations of climbing the ladder at Bad Boy. So she wanted to do whatever she could do to help her boyfriend. So she agreed to the meeting with Diddy. After Thalia agreed to meet up with Diddy, Diddy offered to pick her up immediately to have the meeting. And she had to tell Diddy, I'm a little busy right now. I'm a little swamped, so I can't meet up at this moment if that's okay. But, you can pick me up at my mom's house in Queens a little later. So Diddy said, okay, that works. There's no rush. That works. So Diddy picked her up at her mom's house in Queens. Now, they pulled up in a black Suburban. It was Diddy and his bodyguard, Joseph Big Joe Sherman. Now, Joseph Big Joe Sherman was in the driver's seat driving. Diddy was in the back seat. And as Thalia entered into the vehicle, Diddy handed her a drink. So, they're driving, having casual conversations. She still don't know exactly why she's being asked to meet up with Diddy. Exactly what are they speaking about regarding her boyfriend's job, but she's going along with it. She want to do whatever she can to help her boyfriend, get the promotion or save his job or whatever she's there for. So she began to drink what Diddy gave her, and almost instantly, she began to feel different. She began to feel lightheaded. She began to feel dizzy, a little sleepy, and she couldn't explain the feeling. But, she wanted to do whatever she could do to stay up, so she don't make a bad impression on Diddy. So when they got to the Bad Boy office, she was really dizzy. She could hardly walk. But when she stepped out, she caught herself stumbling, but she, gathered herself and walked as normal as she could so she don't come across as sloppy because she didn't know what was going on. She just felt off. Now, when they got to the Bad Boy office, she was escorted to a particular room. Now, the room at the time, she didn't know where she was, but that would be Diddy's office. Now, when she got there, Diddy sat down and began talking. But at this particular point in time, she was so dizzy and so far beyond what was going on that she passed out and she was unconscious. When she finally woke up, Diddy was no longer in the room. It was only her and Big Joe Sherman. When she finally got herself together and realized where she was, she realized something strange. When she tried to walk, she realized her hand was tied behind her back with a plastic bag. And there was something over her mouth. It was duct tape. She couldn't believe what was going on. Like, she thought this was like a nightmare. And when she began to scream for help, according to her, Big Joe Sherman grabbed her up, took her to a table, flung her over the table, and held her there. And at this moment, Diddy walked into the room butt naked with a container full of lube. And he went over to her. As she's struggling, Diddy is overpowering her and he's violating her. He penetrated her anally and vaginally. And it didn't matter how much she fought or how much she screamed or how much she struggled. There's nothing she could do. She stood in a 4'11" frame while Diddy stood about 5'11" and Big Joe stood about over 6'5". So there's nothing she could have done. Now, the pain was so intense that she threw up in her own mouth and she pooped. But that didn't stop Diddy. He simply wiped it off and went back to work. Eventually, the pain got so intense that she fell back unconscious and she passed out. And when she woke back up, she was still tied up. And just like the last time she woke up after being unconscious for a period of time, she woke up and it was her and Big Joe in a room just like last time. But this time around, Diddy never walked back into the room. It was her on the couch and Big Joe standing up, towering over her. And Big Joe began to slap her, hold her down and slap her as he inserted his love muscle into her mouth to give fellatio. Now, it was forceful and he continued to attack her to get her to settle down. Eventually, she passed out again after being brutalized. Now, when she woke up for a third time, nobody was in the room. Big Joe was gone. Diddy was gone. They were not in the room, but her belongings was thrown on top of her. So seeing that nobody is in the room now, she grabbed all her belongings and frantically ran out the building. Now, when she ran out the building, frantically running around, trying to find somewhere to go, she called a driver that was very familiar with her family to come and pick her up. Now, when the driver picked her up, he's asking, yo, what's wrong? Like, why are you like looking so disheveled? She explained what took place. The driver immediately drove all the way to the hospital, but she refused to get out and get a kid. She said she couldn't physically move. She was so frightened. She knew that Diddy had a lot of power and he could destroy her life if she made this report. So she didn't make a police report. She didn't do a kid. But she told her boyfriend what took place. And, you know, the boyfriend encouraged her not to tell nobody. And he continued to work at Bad Boy, even though Diddy and Big Joe, Joseph Sherman, allegedly brutalized, violated, raped his girlfriend at the time. So for the next 23 years, she made no police report. She didn't make no hospital report. She kept quiet and told nobody. It wasn't until, you know, she found out that Cassie sued Diddy and Cassie was rewarded $30 million. It was the $30 million judgment that gave her the bravery to step forth and finally confront Diddy. Now, I don't know what it was about the $30 million judgment that gave her the bravery to confront Diddy, but this was the time she was finally ready to face Diddy the monster. Now, about 10 days after Cassie sued Diddy, on November 27th, her boyfriend came to her, her ex-boyfriend came to her and volunteered information. Now, he told her that when he worked at Bad Boy, that Diddy and Big Joe Sherman was showing a lot of people present the video they filmed. So when Diddy and Big Joe Sherman was allegedly graping her, they was filming all of this. And they apparently showed all the employees, including the boyfriend, this video of them graping her, knowing that the boyfriend and her was still dating. So Big Joe Sherman and Diddy was showing the boyfriend at the time a video of them graping his girlfriend along with other male employees, and they was all watching it together in a group. That's what her boyfriend told her. And it took about a few months, but she finally got all her ducks in a row, and she was able to retain an attorney, Gloria Allred, who offered to take the case pro bono after Diddy got indicted by the feds. And they finally got the courage to come forward to confront Diddy in a press conference to the public.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault.
But there's a big problem with all of this. Things aren't adding up whatsoever. Is this the truth? Was this an actual flashback? Or is this a story that Thalia Graves concocted in her mind for a quick payday? You see, the boyfriend who she claims was the bad boy executive who worked for Diddy, who could corroborate everything she's saying, well, that boyfriend spoke up and he said, yo, I can't cooperate in nothing she's saying. I don't know what she's talking about. As a matter of fact, she contacted me offering me $3 million through Gloria Allred, by the way. But she contacted me personally after, Gloria Allred had agreed to take it pro bono. Thalia contacted this boyfriend individually and asked him to back up her story for $3 million. He said, oh, this is an attempted bribery. Like, she's trying to bribe me to come forward and corroborate something that didn't happen or something that I have no knowledge of ever happening. In the messages, we sort of got an idea why the $30 million settlement with Cassie made her more brave all of a sudden to come forward. You see, in the messages, she says she's suing Diddy and not Big Joe Sherman, who she claims was also there and a willful participant in her rape. She's not suing him because she says because Diddy is the one who has the money. Now, Thalia is quite the slickster, all right? She couldn't outright offer up a bribe to come forward and lie because, well, that's illegal. So, you know what she did, bruh? She wrote, what do you, N $3 million. So, what do you need, right? What do you need, Mill? So like she tried to leave some type of like plausible deniability. So like, if the messages leak, she could say, oh, I was just spelling out need. So this right here is a true con artist. This is a con artist of the highest form. If we're just looking at these messages, right? It's very slick, very slick. Now the ex says that he considered this a bribing attempt and he just blocked her. Now this guy who's no longer associated with Diddy or Bad Boy, who got nothing to do with the company whatsoever, he turned down a $3 million payday. According to Thalia, he turned it down because he's still backing Diddy. But things get a bit stranger, right? There's a lot of holes in this. And Big Joe Sherman, the monster she claims, was the one who held her down, tied her up, and had Diddy violated her, and he violated her too. That guy, well, there's something really big with the claim that he was involved in this because he wasn't even in New York at the time. He wasn't working for Diddy in 2001.
I'm not questioning her integrity. I'm questioning her claims against me. I wasn't the head of the security. You got the wrong man. I've never seen you. I've never did anything negative with you. I've never been in the same room with you. Not only wasn't I there, I wasn't even in New York.
Sherman says he did security for Bad Boy Records in the 90s, but wasn't working for the company in 2001.
Here's me and Mariah Carey.
Sherman provided us with his personal album of photos with celebrity clients he says he's protected over the years.
Me and Beyonce.
He says he did see Diddy at industry parties after Sherman left the company, but there was no relationship. Big Joe maintains he is being set up by false accusations.
Her and whoever that she's in cahoots with was orchestrating a money grab, and she wanted me to be part of that money grab. It says it right in her texts. And she wanted to get Diddy.
Sherman showed us texts from an Instagram account starting last November.
Thalia claimed in her lawsuit that Big Joe and Diddy has been contacting her periodically throughout the years, letting her know, hey, just so you know, if you ever speak on this, we're going to destroy you. But Big Joe will reveal in a bombshell, I think opens up this entire case. Big Joe reveals that Thalia inboxed him asking him if he was Big Joe. But if this thing happened, if he's been contacting you periodically over the years, you don't know how he looks like? So she contacted the Instagram page belonging to Big Joe, asking him, hey, are you Big Joe? Did you work for Bad Boy? But you said he did this to you. You said he's been contacting you over the years. The least you should know is how he looks like. And then eventually the conversation led to Thalia offering him a pass. Now, some may say this is her damn near threatening him, trying to extort him into a testimony, telling him, hey, if you testify against Diddy and cooperate my story and back up my story, I won't ruin your life by putting your name in the lawsuit. Who is out here trying to bargain with somebody who had any hand in doing those horrible things to her? Which woman you think is bargaining with their rapist? I can't name any.
He says his team has linked to Graves. We confirmed the connection. The first text asked if Sherman was a security guard for Puffy.
She confused me because she kept saying, are you Big Joe? I said, you're on my Instagram.
When she asked, are you Big Joe, what did that mean to you?
That means that she don't know who I am.
The text asked him to call the number and goes on to say, if you will be my witness against Diddy, then my attorneys will leave you out of any proceedings because we have statements that you physically showed over 8 people, videos of me and you to people in the studio.
And now we know that's a lie because the person she claims gave the statement is telling TMZ, I gave no such statement. Like, this person is cockamamie crazy. They're contacting me, trying to bribe me to corroborate her story because we used to date. I'm not doing that, right? I even blocked her. So now we know that's a lie. So essentially, like, she's now trying to I guess, coerce Big Joe into, like, giving some type of statement. But he's like, bro, I don't even know who you are. Yo, you are crazy. You are insane. We've never been in the same room together. And to think that because of people like this, a lot of the real victims of Diddy, their voices are probably going to go unheard.
Sherman responded, I don't know what the expletive you talking about. Know who the expletive you are. He was still named in the lawsuit.
Was there any video?
Not only was there never a video, I never saw the woman. I'm nothing but a scapegoat for this BS. Because I wouldn't get Puffy and lie on Sean Combs.
We reached out to Allred asking about the texts and Sherman's denial that he was involved. Her email response, the complaint speaks for itself. Our client looks forward to her day in court. Allred's lawsuit describes Sherman as being involved in a company that produces and distributes pornography.
I don't show nude women.
He says his media outlets publish urban rap magazines that often feature scantily clad women, arguing the photos are similar to ones he's posted on social media.
Am I wrong for having fun on my birthday? Yes, I did all that. I'm single. You can call me that. But I never disrespected or seen this woman in my life. Come on. It's a money grab because they told you it's a money grab. And she know that what she did to me destroyed my family, destroyed my livelihood. I can't get a job.
Sherman's legal team says they plan on filing a counterclaim in the near future.
I've been telling y'all for years now, Gloria Allred is the devil if you guys don't know. You see, the Bill Cosby case has set a precedent of we don't need physical evidence. We don't need any type of evidence. All we need is a couple of people coming forward and saying, yes, this happened. And because it's Diddy, and because of everything Diddy has been going through, all the accusations, all the things that Diddy did indeed do, well, you bring any jury in the world. It doesn't matter where they're from. You set a group of 12 people in that booth and you bring 3 witnesses and have them say, oh yeah, he showed me the video, Your Honor. The security guard say, yeah, I seen him grape her, Your Honor. Then, hey, yo, you don't stand a chance in a court of law because you're Diddy. And that's what Gloria Allred understands. She understands that right now, this is the best time to get a quick payday. Because all you need is 1 or 2 people to come forward and say this and it's over with. That's why the bribe was so high, $3 million, because they understand, bro, $3 million is nothing. Yo, if we can get 20 out of Diddy, 3 here, 3 here, bro, we pocket, what, 14? Break you off 7, we keep 7, and we made it. Or even if, yo, the witnesses who's gonna come forward, hey, bro, y'all can get the majority of the money. 3 here, 3 here, and we gonna share 2. They'll take that because they know they're lying. This is sickening, man. Because, again, make no mistake about it. Diddy is innocent in this case. But I think Diddy is 100% guilty in some other cases. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? And if you're still watching, man, click on this video right here to find out why academics just promised to ruin this rap personnel's life. Click on this video right here to find out who I'm talking about. Out of here, folks. Peace.